Hello and welcome to our series on creating accessible course materials brought to you by the Office of Online Learning at Genesee Community College. In this video, you will learn how to identify some accessible features of a PDF using Adobe Reader and Adobe Acrobat. We will also discuss how you should handle fixing any missing or incorrect accessibility features in your PDFs. Let's start by talking about the programs you can use to review and edit PDFs. Adobe Reader is free software anyone can download to view PDFs. This is how most people view PDFs. In this tutorial, we will use another program, Adobe Acrobat, because it has some enhanced features specific to accessibility. Acrobat is a paid product and only necessary if you plan to do some major editing to PDFs. Unfortunately, some accessibility features can only be viewed by humans in Acrobat, so in order for you to view all features, you may be interested in obtaining a license for this software. Contact your dean or director for details. Even though some features can only be seen in Acrobat, all features are part of the document and therefore are accessible to screen readers no matter what program the PDF is opened with. Students will only need Adobe Reader to benefit from accessible features while using their screen reader. For professors making content in Word or PowerPoint to convert these to PDF, using Adobe Reader should be sufficient as well. Now let's go through the 4 accessible features in a PDF which help students using screen readers to access content and navigate through the document. The major thing to remember is that accessible features are built as part of the original electronic document, then transferred into the PDF during conversion. If you built your Word or PowerPoint correctly and converted it correctly, it should be accessible as a PDF. Review the tutorials listed here and in the video description below for how to make your source documents accessible. The first thing you always want to check for in a PDF is to ensure that it is selectable text, not an image scan. When you scan a physical copy of an article or book, the result is usually an image PDF where the text is actually converted to an image. Instead, if you take an electronic document and make a PDF of it, the text will stay as text data. Having non-image PDFs is the most important accessibility component because screen readers can effectively read text data but have trouble determining content within an image. If your whole PDF is an image, the screen reader may not be able to read it to the student. To check for this, open the PDF in Adobe Reader or Acrobat. It's viewable in both programs. Use your mouse to try to slowly highlight text in the PDF. If text is selectable character by character, it is true text and not an image. However, if you cannot select any text, your document is actually an image. We'll cover how to correct these issues later in this tutorial. The second accessible feature is bookmarks. Bookmarks indicate major sections within the PDF and are created from the heading structure in the source document. To view bookmarks, open the PDF in Adobe Reader or Acrobat. This feature is viewable in both programs. Click the blue ribbon icon in the menu on the left. If there are bookmarks in your document, they will be listed. You can click the plus next to an item to expand the list. You will notice that it creates an outline or table of contents. Students can use this to navigate through the PDF. If there are items missing from this list or they do not correspond to the headings in the document, you should fix these issues. The third feature is reading order, which is determined by the placement of items on the screen in the source document. In many cases, this reads in a logical order, but for some pictures and tables, the original placement does not make sense for the reading order. Reading order is crucial for students who rely on screen readers because if the reading order is not correct, students may be confused when the content is read out of order. To verify the reading order is correct, you will need to open the PDF in Acrobat. This is one of the features that is not visible in Reader. Click the icon that looks like a Z over blue boxes. On the PDF pages, we now have gray boxes with numbers that convey the sequence it will be read in. Verify the content goes in the correct sequence. The final accessible feature is document structure tags, which most people just call tags. Tags are the most technical accessibility component. They function similar to developer code and even look like HTML coding. Tags can only be viewed in Acrobat, and you can access them by clicking the green tag icon in the left side menu. Tags identify the type of content for each element of your PDF, so a screen reader knows what is text, what is an image, and what is a table. It also identifies different types of text by labeling it as a heading, list, or body paragraph. This creates a logical structure to the document and helps with reading order. Tags are created from the formatting of the source document, so as long as you made your source document accessible, you should not have to modify the tags. Adobe Acrobat also lets you run a full check for accessibility, similar to the scans you can run in PowerPoint and Word. To do this, click Tools, Accessibility, Full Check. You can change the options, but will keep all 32 checking points. Click Start Checking. The Accessibility Checker pane appears on the left side. Issues will appear as bold text in this list. Right-click on an issue to fix it or to see an explanation of the issue and how to correct it. Now let's talk about what to do to correct any issues you see. If your PDF is an image scan, the best way to fix this is to try to locate the original electronic document and convert it to a PDF. View the tutorial on converting text documents to accessible PDFs for details. For articles and books, determine if there is an electronic or web version of the document you can link to or create a PDF from. You can create a PDF of a website using a PDF converter printer driver. If you absolutely cannot obtain an electronic copy, the Center for Academic Progress in room D208 may be able to assist in rescanning your physical copy to a screen reader compatible PDF. If you have any issues regarding bookmarks, reading order, or tags, again, the best way to correct these is to go back to the source document and make that document accessible, then convert it properly to a PDF. The links to these tutorials are listed in the video description below. However, if you do not have or cannot find the source document, it will require some advanced skills to correct these accessible features. We recommend consulting the help guides from Adobe. Some options are listed in the video description below. Those are the basic steps for reviewing accessible features in PDFs and some tips for what to do if you have an inaccessible PDF. For troubleshooting and additional tips, refer to the text version of this tutorial linked in the video description below. If you have any questions, please contact us by email at gcconline@genesee.edu, by phone at 585-345-6969, or stop in our office on the Batavia campus in room T148. And check out our other tutorials for more information on making accessible course materials.